Greetings! How does the guy who drives the snowplow get to work? It's a stupid question because of course snowplow and gritter drivers are out on the road before it starts snowing. But our brains hear the question and automatically think that the roads are already blocked by snow. We do that a lot. We hear similar stuff on the likes of Morning Call where they'll be talking about the useless SNP not being able to keep the roads clear, and Tamfy Hamilton will ring in and say they saw a gritter driving down the road and it wasn't even gritting. What's the point in that? Tam doesn't think, well, maybe he's on his way back to the yard to reload after running out of grit because he's been gritting roads for the last hour. We do jump to conclusions sometimes. Politicians and their spin doctors use this to their advantage, saying things in just the right way to make your brain go in the right direction, and occasionally it happens by pure accident, and it still plays to their advantage. I'm not immune to it myself. A woman who spoke during the STV leaders debate came under fire after an image surfaced of another woman at a BT rally who looked similar. Everybody thought plant. And why wouldn't we? We've already had a nurse actor model used by the Westminster Defence League to try and promote the status quo, so it seemed plausible. So I deleted my Facebook post about the woman in question and I apologised. And I apologise again. It's the first time I've made that error and it will be the last. Because I was focusing our attention on the wrong person and on the wrong subject. I had no business thinking about someone that had fallen for the lies they've been told. My business was with the one telling the lies. And they're the ones we'll hold to account. In 10, 20, 30 or even 40 years' time, the people will remember them as being the main reason our country is in such a state. Won't be ordinary voters, it'll be the ones who told the lies. And so for that moment, when people realise they've been lied to, I've put something together to help us remember. 'Cause one day when we wait and want the guilty to be found, I've made a little list. I've got this little list of our country's true offenders who, when 6 feet underground, they never will be missed. They'll really no be missed. There's dodgy David Cameron who avoided the debate, and his good pal Viscount Rothermere whose paper's filled with hate. There's Lord Foxhoe on Twitter's always sounding like a prat, and if you disagree with him you're labelled cybernat. And the lazy lords and ladies who get paid to sod and kip, let's chuck them in the skip and send them to the tip.
On champagne and get pissed, so he's got them on the list, and then none of them be missed, maybe one of them be missed.
There's Creepy Crawley Darlin, who's the banker's favourite tool, and his chief scaremongerist, he's def on the list. And the creepy are St Murphy trying to treat us like we're fools. He's trying to insist that he's not a unionist. There's the smirking Anis Sarwar who got his job off of his dad, and the Curran who's forever spouting SNP bad. The bitchy barman who had his Burns Night Salmon whinge. That jacket and the accent gave me about a Scottish cringe. And the Chairtube Davison who always calls us separatists. How come these are separatists? Yet these are loyalists.
He'll do you with his fists, bayoneted he had wished. Oh, he surely won't be missed, that none of them be missed.
There's that hysteria guy Dan Snow whose love bomb was Kenny Bland. He just could not resist attacking nationalists, but he's in line for ownership of half of Scotland's land. His petition we dismissed. He must think we're all pissed. The Hootsman with their Nazi slur, the Rancid with their vow. It was Gordon's home rule promise, but nobody talks about it now. The really biased BBC who just would not refrain for promoting every word of the entire No campaign. And that bloody awful Jackie Bird who I wish she would desist.
Let's call them Devo Max.
Watching her gives me the squits, so I've got her on my list.
Her lies gives him the shits, so he's put her on the list, and then none of them be missed.
Just like she'll no be missed. Of course that's not the whole list. I'm sure another 40 or 50 verses could be written. But who has the time to watch, eh? And for all the sad sacks out there, this is not a call for these people to die or be killed, okay? They'll curl up their toes in their own time just like Thatcher did. And just like her, very few of us will remember them with fondness in our hearts. I personally will have a bottle of Paul Rogier in the fridge for the day that twat Cameron pops his clogs in his luxury suite at the Ritz, and I won't feel bad at all. But I do feel bad when I see people blaming no voters for us losing the referendum. That does pain me. Because we don't know why each person voted the way they did. Pensioners were told they'd be even poorer, immigrants were told they'd be deported, people were told they'd lose their jobs. All lies, of course. But don't blame people for believing the lies. Blame the liars. If passion is what drives you, let reason hold the reins. For that shall bring you back home to hope.